I didn't realize that's what they did. Like the movie clip thing, like for audio, syncing up audio and stuff. I'd never even thought about it.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. So you got your visual for your scene. It'll say what scene it is, right. And then the snap. And the snap syncs up all the audio. Because I've got, 3 different cameras going. Yeah. So plus this. And so, but anyway, we're started already. Right. So we're just going to get into it. So this is Man to Mike. Welcome to another episode. So glad that you all are here. I am joined by Chris Berrier, and I'm just going to let him kind of tell a little bit about himself. And so just go ahead and just kind of start.
All right, man. Well, I grew up here in Knoxville my whole life. Went to Powell Middle, Powell High School, joined the military a little after high school, been in there for 12 years, got out, joined in the firefighting academy, that world. Didn't pursue any more further than the academy. And then I just went to police work, corrections, joined in there, went from there to the road, came back to the corrections where I currently am now, been there for Knox County for 8 years.
Yeah.
Proud of it. Don't have any regrets so far.
You love service though, don't you?
Yeah,
it seems like you love service, man. That's cool.
Yeah, like I've said in my own stuff is I've always tried to do, serve other people, help other people, no matter what. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So what do you do for the county right now?
I'm a sergeant in the corrections division.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And so I know that you're also really into fitness and stuff also, and you kind of taken off with a new little venture there, trying to start training some people. And that's something I've thought about some. I get people that ask from time to time.
That's what's
But yeah, it starts there. But my problem is I pile so much stuff on my plate already that it would be cool, but it would be just kind of like another venture for me, And I'm just like, I've got enough ventures.
Yeah.
It
takes up more time than I thought.
Yeah, for sure. So do you physically go and train with them, or you just more coach them kind of from a distance, or, because when I did my bodybuilding show, my coach, I didn't really see him, it was just checking in once a week on the phone and stuff like that, just trying to keep me on track with my nutrients and stuff like that. But so how involved do you get?
So I was telling somebody just the other day, people that are already in the business, unless they're trying to be bodybuilders for sure, they aren't confident in themselves to go by themselves.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of new people, young people, or older people.
Yeah.
And they want that in-person drive. They want that somebody to keep them accountable, push them, and get them in the gym. So I've currently had the most experience in person.
Yeah.
I do a couple online, maybe some meal plans or small plans for some people at work that are already into working out.
Right.
But I do a lot of in person,
Gotcha. What is something that you think, obviously working with people that are new to this and don't really know, because that's the thing, man, we live in a culture that people have no idea about food.
Yeah.
Nutrition, we're not educated on it in school. I have a feeling at this point there's zero education on it in school. And so, but I just remember when I was growing up, I know nothing about portion control. I knew nothing about ratios. I knew nothing about anything. It was just if you're bored, go eat something, or, eat until you can't eat anymore.
You ever had that one little chart where it showed your veggies and your meat and your milk?
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much, man. And so, is that something that you recognize quite a bit, is just people have zero clue about nutrition in general?
Yeah, I would assume or say most people just think about the meat part. They know to eat protein.
Yeah.
But when it comes to carbs
and they're terrified of carbs. Keto has made everybody terrified of carbs.
Yeah. They don't want to, they don't know what carbs you would say.
Yeah.
Good carbs, bad carbs.
Dude, when I tell people I can eat 330 carbs a day and lose a pound a week, they're like, no, you can't. I'm like, yeah. I can. It's just learning about how it all works, And so, I love that you're doing that, because people just need to be educated. And I love when people just call me and just say will you help me with my food?
That's where it all started. I got so many questions, just random questions at work or out at the gym maybe. Hey, what do you do? Always. What do you do?
Yeah.
And I just went from there and just decided to do a little something last year about this time.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it a year, and it's just been an extra hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, working out is good for my mental health. I love the bodybuilding aspect of it. I love pushing myself, and just, especially if I can get up and go train first thing in the morning, which is 99% of the time what I do is just going in and just doing something hard first thing in the morning. I don't know, man. It just sets you up for the rest of your day, you know? And so I really, really enjoy that.
Well, going in the morning, definitely setting yourself up for the day, getting yourself awake. And that takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
And that's something people lack big time nowadays. Consistency.
Yeah. We want everything so easy.
Everything easy. Nobody wants to put the work in for it. I can say that for, life. And
yeah, for sure.
Marriage, the gym,
yeah,
anything.
Yeah.
Don't take the easy way out.
For sure, dude. It's crazy how easy it is in this country or probably in the world in general, but at this point, just to sell anything, any kind of crap to anybody. You know what I mean? It's just, there's so much out there, so many scams and schemes and pyramids and of just, take this. And then you got the Ozempic thing going on, and that's just wild. We're going to see some wild side effects down the road from Ozempic. I have a feeling.
You think so?
Oh, for sure, dude. There's no way that's healthy. There's no way. And kudos to, hey, look, if you're using it to lose some weight, getting a healthier style, I'm not just knocking you. I'm just saying that, like, there's something about Ozempic that just doesn't seem very safe or healthy.
It's too fast.
It's way too fast, way too fast. And so, but anyway, going back to like the mental health aspect of bodybuilding, that's just kind of one of the main reasons that I kind of gravitated toward it, man, just because my addictive personality. Like, I realized when I first got sober that I needed something that I could latch on to, because like I'm an addict by nature. And so I get addicted to anything, and so I knew that just because I quit doing dope, like my addiction still wants to latch onto something. Right. I can't cure it. I can't make it go away. All I can figure out how to do is channel it. And so and for me, just the fitness and stuff has really helped me in that. Is it like that for anything for you, like as far as just helping you through the day, or just?
Well, it definitely helps relieve stress.
Yeah.
Throughout
and builds discipline.
All day.
Yeah.
Discipline. I believe that it can, you develop like the hard work mentality.
For sure.
Like, you're not born with it.
No.
You learn it from someone, or you develop it yourself. So going and being consistent and disciplined in the gym helps me in life, whether it's through the hard times of relationships, friendships, or whether it's at work through the hard times as well.
Yeah.
So I fully believe in the discipline of the gym.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I would almost say I'm addicted to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I could go almost 7 days.
Dude, I haven't taken a day off in 5 or 6 weeks now, I don't think.
Yeah. I think I could. And sometimes I do, just out of what I would say is boredom. But other people go, how can you be bored? There's so much to do in life or whatever. Well, I get bored quick. I don't sit around much at all.
Same.
Like a day at home is rare for me. I'm always out and about or trying to find something else to do. So I'll be like, I'm not doing anything for 2 hours. I'll go to the gym. Yeah. So
I get that.
It could be an addiction for me.
No, I get that, man. I get that. Now, with your role that you have, like in the county, working at the jail and stuff, and once again going back to mental health, like, what kind of do you have opportunity with your position to help people, like directly, or like, I don't know, man. For me, it's a huge deal. And especially, I spent a lot of time in jail at one point, and so I saw a lot of people in there with clearly mental health issues that, like, there's not a facility for you.
Not here.
And so I don't know, man. It would be difficult. It would be you have a difficult job. It would be difficult to sit there and just watch people every day, just in a hopeless situation that they just can't get out of because they're in their head or whatever's going on, man. And so that would be a tough thing.
It is tough. I'll be honest. You can help people, or I like to believe you can. I try. I talk to people in there. I don't want to put too much out, but I mean, I talk to people and see what's going on and how you can help them within my ability. Not going, breaking any rules or anything, right? Yeah. And then I've had people that have came back to either like the office, not back in jail, but they have came back to the office and they have hunted me down and told me that I've helped them. Yeah. People think inside the correction facility that you can't. You have to be on the road. Yeah. But I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Oh, no. In the jail, you get firsthand. Yeah. Like, you get a collection of everybody, And
I love it. I love it. I try to teach my the officers underneath me that you can help people. That we're not in here to just do a job. You got into this service to serve people and serve the community.
For sure, man. I remember when I was in for my last trip, I was in Knox County, and I had gotten scalded in the face with some coffee pot water. And it was pretty rough. Probably some of the worst pain I've ever been in. And but anyway, and it took like 2 hours for them to get me to UT. And I mean, it was so hot, the skin started peeling off as soon as it hit my face. And the doctor said that if I hadn't, because your natural reaction, you close your eyes. Yeah. He said if I wouldn't, I would have been blind for sure. And it was just miserable for hours. But I remember when I finally was able to go and they would transport me down there, there was a gentleman by the name of Officer Janeway. Yeah. Love that guy. Huge impact on my life. And I was in the back of a paddy wagon, and he treated me like a normal human and just really encouraged me, man, a lot. Yeah. And I've gotten to thank him several times, just in passing and stuff. I've done family photos for him and stuff now and stuff. It's just such a good dude, man. But he had such an impact on my life. And so it's just a really cool thing, man. You do have a lot of good opportunity.
Yeah. I like to take advantage of it when I can, when I see somebody having a rough time, not about the jail, but maybe they've got bad news. You can see it on their face. You can see a phone call go bad, or a visit go bad, or a court date go bad. And just ask them, how you doing? Anything I can help you with? I'm not here to make you suffer. It's not our job.
Because I mean, like, I don't know, man. You're already so hopeless when you get to that spot. And like for me, obviously I've done it to myself. I landed myself there numerous times. But it was just like, there's almost a point where you feel like the system's so stacked up against you, and they're just banking on you to lose, like the justice system, that like it's easier to wallow in the misery and just keep doing what you're doing than to change it. And it's so hopeless because you just feel like you can't win. And because for me, is what they did is like the first time I got in trouble, 2 years. Well, 11/29, I screwed that up in 5 days. And so I went back. And then they gave me 2 years and put me on state. And so then after I messed that up, eventually, it's almost like they're gambling on you. And it's like, we're going to double down this time because eventually we're going to cash in on you. Like, we're going to stack you up to 10 years and then we're going to cash in on you because we get more state funding or we get more funding, whatever it is. It's got to be a money thing to a degree. And so, it's just tough, man. And because some people, man, they're so much more capable and they've just gotten themselves into just such a rough situation. But like I said, man, if you don't have the right encouragement, you ain't got the right support system sometimes, man. Sometimes that's all it takes.
It's definitely support
system. It's not even something crazy. It's just you need support system, And, so that's just, it would be tough for sure.
It's a rough job.
What about, as far as, once again, mental health, what would you say is like some of the more typical type mental health struggles that you're seeing just kind of coming in and out of the jails and stuff? Like a schizophrenia, like a pretty, is it rising? Is it getting worse? Is it like?
Well, so I've worked there for a while and I've worked with the mental health people for a while. I don't know that it's getting, I would say it is getting worse. That's for sure, because I believe.
Is it just because there's less resources, or definitely just more people that are maybe having this happen to?
Well, I believe drugs are causing a lot of it.
I can see that.
Drugs are rising and being worse, like fentanyl and stuff like
that.
For
sure.
And that's causing mental illness. It's causing the breakdown in the brain. So
I guess that's true, because I guess after like meth psychosis or something, you're pretty much at that point. You know?
I mean, I have seen normal people, doing their time, right? Then they come back and they're mental health people. Yeah. Because of the drugs have taken over.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and that's such a it's such a tough thing. I remember there was a guy that I had went to school with, and when we were like in our mid-20s, like all of a sudden, just random conversations would start happening, and he'd start talking, and it would be the most outlandish thing, and something he would never say before, and I'm just like. And then like it was crazy at like how quick it advanced, because like say like for men, like it's usually like around your mid-20s. If it's schizophrenia, it's usually like in your mid-20s when it really starts to set in. And literally, dude, like within 6 months, he was totally off the rails. Right. Had never been on meds or anything like that. And I just remember because I actually got really close to him there for a while because I was worried about him. And then I realized what was happening. And then by the time I realized what was happening with him, I couldn't like he was so far gone, I couldn't get to him. He couldn't understand what I was even trying to do. And then like, I don't even think he knew who I was at some, and they're at the end.
Something I think I've seen a little bit is, not trying to get too off topic, still sentimental health, is that life impacts. It builds and builds and builds and builds. And men, I would say our age, I've seen it. They have, midlife crisis. Only in the 30s. Yeah. And they have a mental break. Yeah. And they lose it. They're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that would be tough. I guess I've not really ran into that, but I can see that. There was a homeless guy that used to be downtown when I was a kid. He was a black gentleman that had come up from after Katrina, and he had kind of migrated up here. But he was actually very wealthy, and he was a doctor in Louisiana. And whenever the hurricane happened, his whole family got killed. Oh. And he just went off the deep end and literally was up here. Like, you'd sit and talk to him. He'd sit and talk to you. He'd never ask you for anything. Always carried himself well. Right. Like, you'd almost never even know he was homeless unless you just paid attention, But he hit that breaking point, I guess, man. So yeah, I guess I have met somebody before that just kind of hits that spot.
Probably thought he had nothing else to live for.
I could see that too, man. Like, screw this career. Like,
what am I doing
who cares? Yeah. Yeah, man. That would be definitely tough. So you did say you did spend some time out on patrol, though, also, right?
Yeah, I was trying to make it through our training program.
No, I got you. Is that something that you just like being in the jail, don't you? Is that where you like to be? Everybody has their own spot.
Yeah,
man.
I think I do fit in there well, and I've learned the job thoroughly.
Yeah,
so I'm definitely good in there now. When I was younger, was the patrol idea.
Yeah, I get
out
that.
There and do the
and be
what you
in
see
it.
On the see on the TV screens and all that. And it comes with getting older and having a family as well.
Absolutely, man.
The guys out on the road do a tremendous job and a scary job.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Risking their life every single day, and that can sometimes change a person's mindset. Mm-hmm. Mine or any other people. Yeah. So I'm more in a secure place. Yeah. Still danger. Yeah. But we can all just say it's more secure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it can get wild in there real quick.
Yeah,
real quick.
Yep.
I remember I was about to get transported to Blount County, and I didn't know necessarily. I knew they were waiting on me. They were just waiting for me to go, but like I didn't know what day I was going or anything like that. Knox County, I had just come back from court, and you get razors like 1 or 2 days a week or something like that. Yeah. And so I remember that they had distributed razors, and I had got my cellmates also because I was trying to shave my head.
Right.
And it had been it'd probably been 2 weeks since I had shaved my head. And so like a single blade razor trying to do that, it's a little rough. Yeah. And so I'm in there, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. And there was a particular guard, and he was in there, and he was just such a prick, dude, all the time. And he was one that was just hoping that you'd fight or something. He wanted you just to swing on him or something. I don't know. But anyway, I remember I had my razor, and I was shaving, and I only had it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes, man. And there's like a time limit you're supposed to have with it, and then they collect it. And he knew I was in there shaving my head, and he come across my intercom, and he was like, "Hawkins, bring me your razor." And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Bring me your razor." And I said, And I said, "Come get it." And it was shift change. It was not good. They came and got it. And I was, And what was crazy, though, is as soon as I knew he was coming, like I took that razor and I just started digging. I was like, I got to get this going. And there's blood everywhere.
I was going to say, I've seen guys cut their heads.
No, dude, it was so bad. Here's where it gets worse. Okay. So, I'm in the hole. Things are not going well. And then that night, it was Anderson County, it wasn't Blount. Anderson came and picked me up, and they took me up there. And so when I went into population, because in Anderson County, they moved me through the population quick, really, the quickest I'd ever been. And because Blount County, man, I was in there for 48 hours in the holding cell before I didn't, without a mat,
Wow. Sleeping on the floor.
Oh, yeah. And but anyway, so I get up to Anderson County. They get me in population. It's the middle of the night. It's dark. And up there was 13 people in a 6-man cell, right? So there's 7 of us on floors. We didn't have boats like up in Blount County either. It was just you had a little mat on the floor. And so I took my spot on the floor and I laid down. Well, then I wake up the next morning to about 6 gentlemen staring at me very curiously. And because, dude, I looked I probably looked like a patient, you know, because I mean, I was a bloody mess and stuff. Looked like I had the Horn of Africa carved on the back of my head, dude. It was wild. And then I explained, I was like, I'm not crazy. Like, everything's cool. I promise. Like, we're good. Because I thought they was about to try to make me check in or something, you know, because I was getting that look, you know. And so, but anyway, my inmate photo for Anderson County was quite beautiful.
Wow, hilarious.
It was great. I should try to find it. I might try to find it and actually post it on this video if I can find it still.
You probably Google it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to Google
just
it.
straight Google.
I know a lot of my other shots show up on Google still. Yeah,
because there's a lot of stuff out there on. I mean, you can still Google. You can Google MySpace pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. I
had hair back then.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, because you were just a year ahead of me, weren't you?
Yeah.
Graduated 06.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. My hair's definitely thinning out, dude. Like in the last 6 months, it's like it hurt my feelings a little bit.
Well, I mean, you're older now, so at least you still have some.
Yeah, I still have some.
I think I shaved my head at like 22.
Oh yeah. Then my papa, man, he started going bald when he was like in his early 20s. Like even in his World War II photos, dude, he's got like a pencil mustache and just nothing up here, like just on the sides. Like so, you know. So what else do you see yourself maybe doing, or is there like any other ventures that you're thinking about chasing down? Is there, I don't know, somewhere you want to advance in your career, like going higher than sergeant or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm always looking to advance in the career.
Yeah,
I mean that just comes with the drive within. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to. You want to be the best at what you do.
Yeah.
Or most people, they should be. Yeah. Everybody should want to be the best at what they do. But the next venture, I would say, is for me to maybe open a studio.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just studio gym, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Open to, I hate to like cancel people out, but it wouldn't be so big. It could be a gym.
Yeah.
So I would probably allow just certain people or whatnot for a cheap amount of price, whatever. Whatever we would come up with the funds later. But just be that. That's my next venture, I'd say.
When you limit yourself, you're able to charge more, though. That's a fun fact. When you start finding value in yourself and you start limiting yourself, that's when you start growing. Like I learned that in photography, because, dude, I would take anything that came, anything. And a lot of it was just trying to gain experience at first.
Yeah.
But there comes a point in time where, like, if I said, back in the day, if I said $100 for a photo shoot, and they're like, well, I only got 60. Cool, let's do it.
Right.
Well, I'm devaluing myself. I've bought the equipment. I've invested the time. And granted, then I was just learning. But then you get to a spot where you're good at this. You have a reputation in the industry of doing something. Now you limit yourself. You up your prices because you're worth more.
Right. Now
people starting to see your worth. And now you're getting clients that are coming to you that are serious.
Right.
Because a lot of times, you know, I've done personal training before too. Like 10 years ago, I was doing it at Workout Anytime in Fountain City. I did it for 2 years. And dude, it's so frustrating, the way, at least for me it was, because people would come in, I set you up, and then like you don't do it, and then you complain about it.
Yep.
And then like if you're not going to put in there's nothing like hiring a personal trainer will not make you lose weight.
You have to put the work in.
Like you can take that money and just go throw it out your front door, and it'll do the same thing for you. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, so that's something my mother-in-law has said. Actually, she's a personal trainer.
Oh yeah.
And a bodybuilder and a power lifter and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But she's got records and everything.
That's awesome.
But she's always said that I'm like undervaluing myself, not charging enough, stuff like that. And I just put it out there, which could be an excuse, is that I'm just trying to help people, or I'm trying to get exposure. But yeah, maybe some point in time. Yeah. But I did get into this to help people. I didn't really start it to make a lot of money or anything. And the studio thing wasn't even an idea. Yeah. Until people at work was like, hey, can we work out together? Can we do this? Can we do that? And I started thinking about a little spot that I know that I could open up something small, you know. Yeah. Not nothing too crazy, and get some equipment. I've already got quotes and everything. That's cool. Little plan going.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot, yeah. I mean, and you could still help people that, you know, maybe are on a lesser budget by, like, I don't know, start a Patreon account where, you know, they subscribe to you and you put out video content. And I know, you know, a lot of people want, you know, the more in-person thing, but, you know, that's not necessarily going to make you do it. Right. Just being in person. Like, you're either going to go do it. I was either going to quit doing dope or I wasn't. Yep. You know what I mean? And so it was up to me.
Well, I've had people too that they have done a program with me in person, and then they say, okay, think I've got a good baseline, I'm going to try it on my own.
Yeah.
So like you said, you're either going to do it with or without somebody.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up if you decide to wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
In life or the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's some people just never do. Some people just, I don't know. I guess, it's just life. Life calluses us or it builds us. It makes us who we become, but I don't know. Before I got serious into bodybuilding about 3 years ago, I was totally losing myself, like in money and possessions, material things. I mean, I was totally losing myself. And I don't know, once I started going into the gym and I started really working, because I was almost 250 pounds in a size 42 pant 3 years ago. I mean, I was like, I woke up one morning and I was like, basically like, I got to do something. I'm at a fork in the road. I'm either got to do something and change this, or I'm going to be dead by 50. Like I'm on heart meds already. I've been on heart meds for years now. I got tachycardia. I mean, it runs in the family. Pap had 2 heart attacks. I mean, it was just like, it runs in the family. So I'm like, crossroads moment, this is reality. And the older that I get too, that whole reality starts setting in more and more, that time is very finite and very precious. And dude, it gets shorter and shorter. I feel like every day, especially once you start seeing your kids grow up, and you start watching, bro, it's tough.
You have to have for anybody that is married with kids out there, I would have to say that if you're not doing it for your family, I don't know what you're going to do it for.
Because the problem is, like, and your grandkids, if nothing else, think about your grandkids. Yeah. Like, you want to get down and be able to play with your grandkids, do things with your grandkids, and like, I don't know. And the thing is if you wait until you're 50 to have this aha realization, it might be too late. You might be too not to say that you couldn't still lose weight and stuff, but I'm just saying you could have like had so much more longevity to do things and make memories. And there's no guarantee of that. There's not to say something but still, it's your best shot.
Yeah.
You're in control, and it's just, we live in a society and a culture, we make it so easy to make an excuse though.
Always.
And not only do we live in a culture where we can make the excuse, but we can also find a group of people to co-sign that excuse anywhere we want to.
You'll find those people. You hang, what they say, birds of the same feather flock together.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, you're going to find the people that you mesh with because you're going to make it, like you said, you're going to be together, make it easy on yourself.
Yeah.
You have to find people that's going to push you.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, they're going to push you one way or the other, man. It was like, prime example, man, when I was in the military, I joined the military because it was my first effort to get sober. I was 19, like it was not going well. And so I joined the military, got sober, was excelling, was doing really, really well, man. Because anytime I just put my mind to it and I just do something, I typically excel at it. Yeah. It's not a cocky thing. It's just, it's how it happens. I messed my own self up. I got that Icarus syndrome where I just want to fly to the sun as fast as I can, dude, and I come right back down every time. But in the Army, man, I'm doing really, really well. And then all of a sudden, I just like started gravitating back toward those people that could give a damn about even being there. That because they were still doing alternative prison program when I joined. So you had a lot of people that was there just because they didn't want to go to prison. Not a lot, but you had some. And then you have that. And then they start clicking up with a few more people that are like, screw this place. Yeah. Screw you, Uncle Sam. Like, and then, I gravitate towards those people, the rebellious people. That's where I always gravitated, was the rebellious people. And I ended up getting kicked out, man. I got discharged. I went from just like, I was student leadership. I was in charge of the whole company. I was student first charge. I was in charge of 274 guys at all points and had been for like 6 months at this point. And then I get arrested in front of the company and then I just fall straight down. Like that was it.
Where was that at?
Fort Eustis in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like one of the smallest like little installations in America, dude. And we had gotten in trouble for the spice. Oh. Yeah, we were the first ones. We made the Army Times newspaper. They made examples of us. Oh. Me and my 2 roommates. Yeah, for sure. So, hope you gentlemen are doing well. Love you. But anyway, I think they are doing pretty good. But, I learned a lot from the military. That's another thing, dude. I think I'm a firm believer in the military, honestly. Like, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of things that we do, but I do think that most people should have to experience it.
I would say I could get behind a mandatory year or two.
For sure. Nothing crazy.
I think it would help.
Just like most other countries do, though.
I was about to say, I think it would help the country and the men in general.
For sure. It would help in so many ways. And so, gentlemen, if you're out there and you are trying to figure out what to do with your life and you don't know what to really do with your life, let Uncle Sam show you some things that you can do with your life. And he'll even pay for some things along the way. But he'll also maybe take some things from you too. You never know.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, though, I cannot, anybody that I ever talked to, any young guy that I ever talked to, that's just like, I don't know what to do, military.
That's what I was about to say. I come across so many people that say that I'm lost, no job, don't know if I want to go to school yet or not. I'm not getting along with my family, don't have girlfriends, wives, whatever. I say, active military.
Bro.
They're going to help you and you're going to figure out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. It's going to make you tougher along the way. Discipline.
A lot of skills.
Yeah.
A lot of skills.
For sure. I can sew. Not well, but I can put a button on if I need to.
I made a hoodie one time.
Oh,
I don't think the arms, I think they were like this.
Yeah. That's all right. But yeah, I think everybody should have to. My oldest son, he's 16, and at one point he was talking about going, and now my oldest son, he's really, really into music, like orchestra. Like he can listen to any music and just play it. It's incredible, and he can pretty much pick up any instrument and just play. It really is, dude. I mean, there's times where I'll hear him up in his room and I'll hear an instrument that I've not heard before. I'm like, where did this even come from? And sure enough, he's in there just playing. And, it was cool. Like seeing him at a concert and like, he's the only kid that's jumping up and in between songs, changing instruments. Like he's just, it's just a cool thing to watch, man. And so he really wants to be in a big orchestra. But he's got like this discipline about him, and he knows that's what he wants to do. And so, because there's also the thing, like as a parent, you don't want them to go. You don't want to, like you want them to, but you don't want them to, and it'll be good for them, but you just never know what kind of nonsense we're going to get ourselves into sometimes. And so that's always concerning. But yeah, I really hope he can make it with the orchestra thing, though, because you always want your kids to, if they find something that they love and they want to pursue something that they love, you got to encourage that and you got to push that.
Yeah.
But if they're just kind of hanging out and they're about 19 and nothing's really happening, fathers, push them to Uncle Sam. Let Uncle take care of them for a while, and it'll be good for them. And but anyway, so hopefully we don't get ourselves in any more nonsense for a little bit. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so. I mean, we hear the rumors, but that's just trying to sell and make money.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's big business. It always has been. So what else you got going on in life? So I know that you have a young family now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
15 months, I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we're never going back there again. I am so glad.
I don't think we're going back there again.
Oh, yeah? One and done?
I think so, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Mine just keep multiplying. They just keep showing up. I think neighbors just start dropping kids off sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I'll just walk out of my room and see just a random kid walking down the hallway. It's not mine.
You start thinking it's yours. It's over so much.
Yeah, well, I just tell them to have their parents send $20, throw it on the counter when you show up.
That's how it used to be when we were kids.
Yeah, it was, though.
5, 6 kids at the house for dinner, and mom she didn't want them all there.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man, because when I was a kid, I remember like you just walk into your friend's house like it was your house, and you just open the fridge and just eat whatever. And I'm like, kid walks in my house and just opens my fridge. I'm losing it.
We did that too.
We did. It was
I've
a different
got some
time.
Great friends that I just didn't even knock.
Yeah.
My buddy Leland,
Oh, yeah.
his mom, I could just walk straight in when I would go out for after school or randomly show up. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Door opens. She'd go, Chris. Yeah, it's me. Where's he at?
Yeah. Yeah. The Bartley twins, I don't know if you knew them or not, but, and Chris Hawkins, we would go, just walk straight in their house. And to us, they had a mansion. Like they had this huge house. And so we would just straight walk in every morning in the summertime. We'd wake them up. They'd still be in bed. And man, that was good times. Good times.
I'd go back.
Yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat. It was great until I started smoking weed. They didn't. It was just me. And so then I kind of lost touch after that. Found a new crowd. It went downhill after that. But anyway.
I would have to say, I don't know if you would give up the family you have now to go back.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
No. People always talk about, would you take a pill to go back and fix all your problems, or if you take one to make $1 million, $10 million now.
Yeah.
And I think I wouldn't go back to fix problems. I would just take the money.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. If nothing, like the life experience that I've gained from just all the shit that I've been through, and self-inflicted, a lot of it, but it's all molded me and shaped me into, I don't know. I'm finally starting to mellow some. I've noticed in the last little while, I'm starting to mellow. I'm not as high strung,
right?
And it's a good place for me. And that's where I've got to be, man. Cause I get so worked up and so, I don't know, man. I get too much going at one time, and that's just my problem.
You get anxious? You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, I'm just saying stressed.
No,
How am I going to do all this?
So, no, I don't. I function really well in chaos. I always have. That's one reason I love wedding photography, is because, especially when it comes to the reception. Yeah. And it's just chaos. And like, I flow. I can just flow around a dance floor. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, for me, I'm at a peaceful spot there. And I've always functioned well in chaos. Organization, I don't do. I cannot be organized for anything. I don't take notes. Like when I'm at the gym, bro, I have never tracked anything in the gym. I can't tell you. They're like, what are you doing today? Not a clue. I'm going to figure it out after this work, after this set.
See what I'm going to do next.
See what I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of been beneficial for me, though, in a way, because like my body never adapts to anything.
Let's say it can't get used to one thing.
Yeah. And so, I like for it to function like my mind does.
I definitely would say that I'm the other end. I'm note taker, calendars up for the month.
Oh, yeah.
Organization, everything's labeled.
Yeah.
Like I'm the other way. I don't know how or why, but it's that way.
You would have to be, though. Like and that's one reason why I couldn't do personal training and stuff, because like you have to be organized. Yeah. You have to be able to keep everybody's stuff together and separated and all the. I know better. Yeah. I know better. I would end up with some terrible reviews, I would say, just because I don't know.
He gave me a workout plan for somebody else.
Yeah. And now I weigh 400 pounds.
Yeah. Wrong calories.
Yeah, wrong calorie. It was bulking time. But anyway, so as far as like the fitness aspect goes for you, do you have any goals of like anything that for you and yourself, not even for business? Like, are you got any goals you're trying to chase or anything?
Man, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, man. I hate to say it, and I didn't ever think I would ever say that.
Yeah.
But, I didn't work out, like I didn't get into bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. I worked out for sports.
Yeah, I got you.
I work out and still work out to this day just for functionality and work.
Yeah.
And I still play sports even though I'm getting old.
Yeah.
But I don't really have a goal right now. Like I can't say I want to lift so much or do a show.
Yeah.
No,
I get that.
I don't really have a goal in there.
Yeah.
I still follow programs and I want my weight to increase.
Yeah.
But I just don't say that I have a goal right now in the fitness
part of
the life. Yeah.
I got you. I definitely do. I just, I'm at my own pace, and like, I'm not, most likely I won't do another show. Yeah. Like there's a part of me that wants to. It's probably just this male ego part of me, if I'm just being real honest.
Yeah.
That I probably just don't need. But at the same time, though, like I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy seeing where I can push my body to, and I definitely want to grow some more. Not to anything crazy. I don't want to be inconvenient. I don't want to get to where I'm just uncomfortable all the time because I'm so big. Right. Like I want to still function. Yeah. So nothing like that. And I don't want to push my body to some extremes to get there either. Yeah. And especially as I get older, more and more I start I'm on TRT, and like the older that I get and the more that I'm into fitness and working out and understanding how all of that works, less is more. Like you get so much more from doing less.
Yeah.
When it comes to TRT and stuff, that's all I'm saying is like the spot that you got to put your body through to get to that, just to be massive. Like if you want to be on stage, like I don't think some people realize like what these dudes do to get to that point.
People definitely don't realize.
No. Like when Jay Cutler's talking about my wife had to make sure I was breathing in the middle of the night if she had to hit me with insulin or not. Yeah. Like, and you're fluctuating 20 pounds in your sleep.
That's
bro,
wild.
That is wild.
Like I'm not trying to die.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I want to be here.
That's an extreme to get there. And then you see Ronnie Coleman all broke down, man. It's pitiful. It's sad. And you know what's even more sad? He's like, oh yeah, I'd do another rep if I could. Really, Ronnie? Really? You would? I just saw you climb out of that wheelchair and climb up, belly crawl up those steps to your chair. And you'd do another one more time?
I don't think you would.
No.
So they got to say that.
Yeah. He was also 0.2% body fat at one point in time too. So it's just funny. What about some? I don't know. Let's just change topic a little bit. What about maybe some fitness myths that you deal with?
Myths.
I heard so many things coming up, like just from working out and bodybuilding and stuff. Like, what was it? Like, okay. 40 grams of protein. Your body can't break down more than 40 grams of protein in an hour. But if you can up your complex carbs enough, and like, I don't know, it was all this scientific stuff. And I'm just
the 40 grams protein thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or the, you have to, right after you work out, you have to chug your protein and stuff.
Oh,
right
yeah.
then.
Yeah. Dude, I might be 2 hours before I have a meal. They used to
always say, the 1 hour window, right?
Yeah, the anabolic window.
Right after.
Yeah,
well, that's not completely true.
Yeah, it's partially like you can get some good results from an influx of some simple sugars right after your workout, and then if you push some protein with it, I mean, I think it helps probably deliver that protein a little bit faster since it's absorbing that simple sugar faster right after a workout. But is it that big of a difference? I don't, dude. I'll go 2 hours after my workout without eating.
Yeah,
pre-workout meal, in my opinion, is much more important. And then sometimes I'll go fasted before my workout. It just depends, man. Like,
I don't
there's so many different ways to get there.
Yeah.
Like, and until you get into like a pro level, like the minuscule differences don't matter. They really don't. Like, I don't know. I see some of these kids. I can only imagine what it's like on TikTok with fitness. I don't follow any of it. None.
That's all my TikTok is.
Well, because for me, like I see enough of it just in a gym. I see some of these ridiculous workouts that these people, like these young kids are doing. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, there's already a bar that has handles. You don't have to attach more handles to make yourself look like
I'll go, there's a machine.
Right,
does that same thing.
Yeah, I mean, but you can tell, and that's the thing too, man. They get on there and they follow these fitness influencers, man, and they think that it's just gospel. And the problem is these fitness influencers, just like everything else, like they know that they have to make content that stands out. Yeah. It has to be different. It has to be unique. So we'll take something that doesn't need to change, and we'll make it really cool looking.
Yeah, definitely simple.
Yeah. And so it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. This whole world is just so crazy right now.
Well, everybody's selling.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, even the influencers that are rich, you would say, or they look rich in their videos, they're banking on you buying a program or they're going to be broke.
Yeah.
I mean, the next month, they might not have that car.
Yeah.
So they have to make stuff to the extreme.
It was probably a rental anyway.
Probably.
Like they used to do on cribs back in the day. All them people got busted because they go rent all these cars and stuff. Yeah. I remember, what was it, Little John and them, they was just in the hood. And they wasn't trying to be nothing but themselves, man. I remember that. That was cool.
I've always liked the authenticity.
Yeah.
I mean, just be you.
Dude, if people would understand that, you're so much more likable if you're just you. If you're just you, you're a more likable person.
I would agree, but with the world nowadays, I don't know if they like people too much our age with our attitudes.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll put that out there.
Yeah.
I've got lots of enemies with bluntness and not caring what comes out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I've gotten better, but for sure, words hurt too, dude. And like, that's one thing I try to keep in mind the older that I get is that my words carry a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And even like just doing something like this, I've started, it makes me have to kind of watch myself a little bit more on just how I respond sometimes and how, because sometimes I got a dark sense of humor. Like addicts have a dark sense of humor. It's who we are. And it's hard because sometimes like somebody will say something and they're having a heavy moment, but the addict in me sees a little bit of humor in it. And so like trying to learn that like I've got to be, I don't know, man. I got to be more respectful. I got to be more just
listen.
Yeah.
Listen sometimes.
That's something I've gotten better at is listening. And because I'm always terrible with listening. I don't know, man. I guess I like my own opinion sometimes too much. And I like to hear myself talk too much. And once again, with doing this podcast, man, it's made me realize how quick I want to cut somebody off to put my point or my view out there, you know. And I started thinking, I know I don't just do that here. I do that in day-to-day life. And the more that I don't like when people do that to me. And so I'm trying to be more, I don't know, conscious, I guess. And doing this podcast is so therapeutic for me. It's so good for me. And because just like this, man, it causes me to think about what I'm doing, how I'm responding to people. And, you know, and I have to be much more gentle and loving and compassionate in a lot of ways, I guess. But it's hard sometimes, man, because I've got this just dark sense of humor sometimes, man. And like every addict I know does.
Yeah. I mean, even the dark side humor can go with military and police too.
Sure.
We see a lot of stuff, and our mind is always trying to ease the pain. You know what I mean? So I had someone reach out to me at one point with my videos or whatnot, and they say, you know, no one wants to be called a piece of crap every day when they wake up and watch your videos. And I go, well, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
I'm expressing anger and how I want you to be better.
Yeah.
Even if it's a stranger.
Yeah.
You know, I try to speak to one person. And I had someone reach out the other day, a paragraph, talking about how they listen to all my videos and I've changed their mindset and stuff. And that's amazing, right?
What more could you want?
That's all I'm trying to do with one person a day.
Yeah.
But this world to me is so soft, and I guess I come off very blunt, and I come off calling you lazy and stuff, but maybe you are.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by people hating you. So I've had people tell me they dislike my attitude. They dislike how I talk. They dislike me because of the way I talk.
I think for people like us, though, that have been through a lot and just been through so much, I have trouble sympathizing with people sometimes. Like, if you start telling me your problems, like I'm judging you, first of all. I'm judging you to see, like, is this worth me investing my time to help you, or are you just wallowing in your own stuff right now and you just want some attention? And sometimes people just want some love and attention. I get that.
Yeah.
But
so that's what I'm saying. When they're telling me their story, I'm trying to figure out why they're telling it is, could they have fixed their problem in the middle themselves?
Yeah.
Like, are they giving me excuses? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And when it's over, that's where my mind is. All I heard was I'll be like, bro, all I heard was excuses.
Yeah.
And they don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
They want the pity, they want the sympathy, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's not a good trait sometimes, but
I'm right there with you, though.
Just can't do it.
I struggle. I struggle. And it's crazy, though, but when it comes to parenting, I've noticed my parenting style, like, I don't know. The kids aren't just crazy bad. So it's nothing like that. It's not like I've just got any kind of crazy extreme things going on. Where was I going with that? Why am I losing my train of thought all of a sudden so much?
The sympathizing with your kids or their feelings?
Oh, yeah. So I catch myself being more sympathetic to my kids when they're full of crap than I do just people out in the world telling me their problems. Like when I don't know. Because sometimes, I don't know, the culture is making kids soft.
Yeah.
It's so soft. And so some of the things that they whine and complain and cry about, I don't know. I don't sympathize for. And then some other things I feel like I'm a lot softer. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm going to be real. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's so hard to explain.
Well, I get what you're saying. That's what I mean is people. So if I'm 36, it's like 27 or even and younger. It's just like you said, it's full of excuses, or things were handed to them a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, and the older I get, I hate to say, I become more like my parents or my grandparents when they're like, well, I walked uphill both ways in the snow because it was harder.
Yeah.
And I guess we like to believe it was harder.
Yeah.
You know, so I want people, or we want people to think they can get through the hard stuff.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Yeah, that's true. Because people are much more capable than what they give themselves. Like the human mind is an incredible thing and will adapt to anything. The body and the mind will adapt to any situation you put it in.
Yeah.
In the extreme cold, extreme heat, sleep deprivation, anything, dude. Like the body is so intelligent. And that's one reason that from doing bodybuilding and investing all the time in myself and gaining the value in myself, that's where I start struggling with that sympathy factor in other people, is because I know all the work, I know all my value that I've put to get there. And so the fact that you're not willing to do that, just quit complaining. Either do it, because there's no other way to do it. It took me 3 years of doing this every day to get just where I'm at now. Mm-hmm. There's no other way. There's not a simpler way. This is the way. And so I can't sympathize if you do anything less than that, because I did.
Yep.
And I just, people are like, well, I can't push myself to do that. Like, that's the problem. You don't think that you can push, like, you don't understand how your body works, your mind works. Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
So I do some special training at work every now and then. And that's the first thing I tell people is we're about to do some stuff. And you're going to think you can't do it, but you can, I promise you.
Yeah.
Your body's going to want to give up, but your mind, you got to tell your mind and you got to tell yourself to keep going. Yeah. And I promise we're all going to make it to the end.
Yeah.
And then when it's all over, you said you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But you did it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things if you just talk to yourself in the right ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I started the weight loss process, like, it seems like such a mountain to, like, never thought I was going to get there. And it actually happened a lot faster than I thought that it would. Like, once I was disciplined, I dropped it all in like 9 or 10 months.
What you put the work in?
I mean, it wasn't that bad. And here's the thing too. I think that people that don't know anything about fitness and they're maybe out of shape and they want to change, they want a healthier way. Here's the deal. If you don't do anything, you're like on a day for 20 years, say you've done nothing, like you sit at a desk job every day, you do, like, your metabolic rate is 0, like you do nothing. And a lot of people are out there like that. That's just the nature of their job. And that's just where it's at now. Okay. So you're sitting there, you've packed on a bunch of weight. You don't know what to do. If you will, I promise, if you will just start making small changes, you'll start losing weight. If you just start increasing, doing something when you've done nothing for so long, it's crazy how, I don't know.
I always tell people that's easier. I think it's easier in the beginning. Small changes, you're going to see small changes in your diet or your life or drinks, what you're drinking or eating, is going to be a big change in your physique or weight. That's you hit a plateau eventually. Yeah. That's when it gets hard.
Yeah.
When you don't see the changes.
Yeah.
That's when people quit.
Yeah.
People want to quit when the scale stops or your body stops, or or if you're trying to push weight, you can't get above a certain amount. Yeah. They just give up.
Yeah. I remember when I was in prep, man, I was panicking there because my weight stalled out about 3 weeks before the show. I stalled and I was freaking out, but freaking out caused me to stall even more because my cortisol raised, and like I wasn't doing anything. And my coach was like, eat a cheat meal and just relax. Right. Just calm down. Like, and I was like, I'm stressing. You want me to cheat meal? I lost 2 pounds that night.
There you go.
Yeah. It was weird how it worked. But yeah, if you just start doing something, you'll start making some progress. And then when progress is being made, you have to latch onto that progress and just know that, yes, it is going to slow down. And that just means you got to reroute and change things up and just keep going. Just keep going. That's all. I mean, as long as you just keep going with it, man.
I always believe I always say consistency over and over. I've said it here. I've said it in videos over and over and over. It's one big thing I believe in.
For sure. Dude, this has been fun.
Yeah, man.
It's been awesome. We'll definitely do it again. What's your plan now? So we got, obviously, I guess it's just raising a family right now, right? Yeah. Getting this business going. What's the business called?
Elevate Fitness.
We want to tag it on here so people can check out Chris. I've not really, I don't know if I've seen you physically very much since high school. Like I maybe in passing a couple of times, but not really very much. Yeah. And so yeah, man, it's been great to catch up with you and stuff. And we'll definitely do it again. If I can help you in any way, man, I'd love to.
Yeah, man. We always stay in contact. Like you said, it's been mostly Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah. Our schedules are so crazy, man. It's just hard to link up. Yeah. Like there's so many people like I want to link up with, and it's just so hard,
Everybody's
man.
busy.
Everybody. And so like right now, we got 7 kids. We got the sports going on and everything else. This, work, photography. It's just, dude, it's nonstop all the time.
Now's the holidays.
Yeah. So. But it's good, man. We're very blessed and fortunate. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And man to Mike, thank you all so much for stopping by. Gentlemen, I love you all. Tell your people that you love them. They matter. And I'll see you soon. Love y'all.